You back. Welcome to the Wake Up Everybody community. Good morning. So exciting to be back with my fam. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Tirza. How you
Good
doing?
morning. How are you today? Good morning. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Adam. Great Monday, Queens and Kings. Yes. Good morning. It's lovely to have you all back at the Wake Up Everybody virtual community. Wonderful. Today we're talking about undoing the programs of happiness. Make sure you grab a pen and a paper. If you are a coffee drinker, grab your hot coffee. You know I got mine. Whoop, whoop. If you need your tea or your Red Bull, go get it so that you're up and energized. We're so happy to have you back this morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to my friends on Facebook Live this morning. Welcome to our session. Welcome to the Wake Up Everybody virtual community. Today, we're talking about undoing the programs of happiness. Grab your pen and paper or get that phone so you could take notes. So happy to be here with you this morning. By the way, my name is Tirza Barnes-Griffith, and I will be leading today's session. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Wake up, everyone. Grab your hot coffee, tea, or whatever it is that you need so that you are up and awake for our session this morning. We're talking about undoing the programs of happiness. By the way, this is part 1. I'll be back on Wednesday for part 2. Good morning, Facebook Live. So happy to have you all with us today on Facebook Live. Good morning.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
Okay. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Wake Up Everybody community. If you're new to us, if you're new here, first time, we are so happy to have you join us. If you're on Facebook Live, whoop, whoop, we're glad that you are with us on Facebook Live. Hello, my name is Tirza Barnes-Griffith. I am a motivation specialist and personal and professional development strategist. And I am back. It's been a minute since I've actually had the opportunity to share time with you and wake up with you in the morning. So such a pleasure to be here with you. I hope you're all feeling well, that your hearts are open, your mind is ready to be opened even more, and you're ready to walk away from this session feeling full and blessed and free. So what are we talking about today? Today, we are talking about undoing the programs of happiness, okay? Undoing the programs of happiness. So what does that mean? Undoing the programs of happiness, right? Because we're supposed to be happy. So why are we undoing anything that has to do with happiness? How many of you might be thinking that? Well, you'll be surprised that there are things that we are attached to that we think are supposed to make us happy. And I'm going to get into that more and explain that a little bit later. But I want to hear from you all. I have a couple of questions for you that will help guide our time together and help enlighten our conversation. So I know some of you are just getting on, but I want to hear from you right away because we don't have a lot of time, and your perspective is really important so that we can unpack this conversation. So the first question I have for you all, and you can type in the chat, or Shawnee will actually select someone who can answer the question. What is it that makes you happy? What makes you happy? Can we get someone to share with us what makes you happy?
All right, so let's hear from Gina and then Louise in that order. But whoever unmutes first, we'll see. So Gina and Louise, I'm going to invite you both and see if you're up and percolated.
I know. I'm getting right to it. Hey, Gina. How
Hi,
are you?
Susan. Good. How are you?
Wonderful to connect with you.
You too. You
Thank
too.
you.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. What
What
makes me
makes you
happy?
happy?
I
Yeah.
just I don't know. It's what makes me happy? Okay. What makes me happy? I feel happy when I am writing. I feel happy when I am dancing. I feel happy when I am doing things that make me feel good. Um,
Mm.
I don't know. This is deeper. I know it's probably deeper than this,
No, don't
but
think. Do
that's
not
where I
think
am right
so
now.
hard, folks. I didn't tell you to
Yeah,
go deep. I just
yeah.
told you to tell me
That's
what
where I
makes you
am. Like
happy.
I, right. I feel happy when I, you know, do things that make me feel like okay, that's good. I instead of
Okay, and so you gave us two, Gina. You said
okay,
dancing makes you
yes.
feel happy, and when you're writing, right? And when you're writing, beautiful. That's it. So I have one more question. What makes you unhappy, Gina?
Um, overthinking,
Overthinking.
overthinking. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And when I do that, like if maybe I'm happy, I'm writing something, but then if I start overthinking and oh this isn't good enough or this is I
Mm,
may be judging myself. That
mm.
makes me very unhappy.
That makes you unhappy. Okay, good. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate you sharing.
You
Uh, Shawnee, you said that you selected someone else, right?
Yes, Louise.
Hi, good
Louise.
morning.
Good
Morning, everyone.
morning.
I am definitely up and percolating because I'm getting ready for work.
Okay,
So,
excellent.
what makes me happy? Music. I love
Music.
music. I love to listen to music. I love to dance to it. And also laughter. I love laughter. I love acting silly with my children. Those are the things that make me happy.
Okay. And what makes you unhappy?
I would have to say when I have to work on not beating up on myself for not accomplishing certain goals. So I'll get in that kind of mode, like the prior speaker said, that overthinking, what could you have done? What could you have said? And then I have to kind of use my tools to get back into, okay, just breathe, accept where you at. You didn't get it done, it will get done. You got to self-care. So I always have to work on that.
Okay. All right. So I have another question. I'm gonna spin it a little bit. What do you need to be happy?
What do I need?
What do you need to be happy?
I don't think I need. I don't know. I don't know what I need to be happy, other than maybe just fully accepting myself and not trying to be in control of everything.
Okay.
I don't know if that's an appropriate answer, but that's what I got.
There's no right or wrong, right? There's no right or wrong. We're just flowing, and you did wonderful, Louise. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I see the chat is blowing up, so I want to check in and see what folks are writing in the chat. Let's see. It makes me happy when I get praised for, about my accomplishments, right? Breathing. Hello, we do need that. Okay. How I allow people to affect my attitude. Being with people I love makes me happy. Bringing joy to others, my family, reading, creating, living in truth. What was another one? Being alive makes me feel happy. Wonderful. Thank you all for sharing. So it's true. We are attached to these things like family or doing something we enjoy that makes us happy, right? Laughter, dancing, music, all of these things contribute to our happiness. And it's really a wonderful thing. It's beautiful that we look to these things and we look to connect to these things to be happy and to feel good. Okay. Now, I want to define for you a couple of terms based on that question I asked as we continue to unpack this conversation. So I asked, what makes you happy and what do you need to be happy? So when we look at the word make, M-A-K-E, make means to cause to exist or happen, to bring about, to create. It's a cause. It exists in order to happen. Does everyone get that? When we define the term need, it's a condition or situation in which something must be supplied in order for a certain condition to be maintained, in order for a certain condition to be desired or to be in a desired state or to achieve something. Really important. So a condition, a situation, things have to be a certain way in order for us to arrive at a certain feeling, emotional place. Something has to happen. Now, I'm going to pause for a second. I want to tap into you all and say, based on those definitions, what's coming up for you? Based on those definitions, what's coming up for you? Let's select someone.
All righty, let me see what's happening. And I'll use the chat and some of the responses to support. Bashir is here. Welcome, babe. I haven't seen you in a minute. Happy to have you here. So Tirza, repeat the question, and then Bashir, if you're willing to come off mute and answer, that would be great.
Good morning, Rashira. So I just defined the term need and the term make, M-A-K-E, in terms of the context of the questions around what do we need to be happy, what makes us happy. And so when I broke down those definitions to you, what came to your mind? I'm just curious to know what's being stimulated in you right in this moment.
Oh, good day, everyone. I put in the chat that it makes me happy when I get praise for my accomplishments. And then when you said that, you talked about like a condition that, you may need in order for something to, what came up for me in that, like for something to like, I guess, work or be desirable is when, like, for example, I'm like working on a project and I work really hard, or I contribute like maybe ideas or, something. And then other people like kind of take credit for it. So it's like, okay, that's cool. But it depends on who it is, I guess. Like if it's like, let's say the executives, I don't really mind so much, but it's like with my peers, I guess take credit. And it's like, well, I did that, or it was my idea, but it's whatever. Like that just makes me lose interest in it in a way.
So
So that just
Shira, may
came up for
I ask you
me.
a question?
Yeah.
There's credit, right? So you're saying, I want to just break this down. This is a perfect example because we're all looking to be approved and acknowledged to feel good about ourselves. Every single
Right.
one of us want to be acknowledged for our efforts. And when we are acknowledged, what comes up naturally for us? We feel what? Good, because we like the attachment connected to being acknowledged, and being acknowledged, being approved, being seen brings us
Yeah.
happiness. But when it doesn't happen, Rashira, right? Because you're saying when someone takes the credit, what I believe it really is when you are not being acknowledged for what you worked hard at, what happens to your happiness? Does it stay at the high vibration it should, or does it go somewhere else?
It's gone.
It's
It's like,
gone.
next.
It's gone because the condition that you depend on, praise and acknowledgement, wasn't provided to you.
Right.
The thing that you need, what makes you happy. What do you think about what I'm saying?
I think you're speaking 100% truth.
Mhm.
And I'm aware of all of that. It's just a matter of undoing it. It's like, okay, it's so
So,
like deeply programmed.
yes. So it is not normal, my friends, and that's what this conversation is about. It is not normal or natural to need anything or anyone to make us happy. But we have been trained to believe that that is so. We have been trained to lean on the dependence of conditions and circumstances and people for us to have what is innately and intrinsically ours, happiness. We all want to be happy, but when we are not connecting a control or the affection or the security of a situation or a person to fulfill us, we feel unhappy. And what does that mean? We are depending on someone or something for us to be in joy, for us to be fulfilled. And it's not healthy. It doesn't allow us to tap into our fullest power. But we have been trained this way. So when I use the title, Undo the Programming of Your Happiness, what I'm saying is we have been socialized, programmed, and conditioned and taught to adopt the constructs of our happiness. So we have beliefs and thoughts that have been enforced on us about how we are to be and when we are to be happy. This is deep. And even as I speak about it, it's deep because I'm consistently working on undoing that very program. Because I want to live in my full natural joy and happiness without things being perfect in my life. When relationships aren't healthy, I still want to be happy. When my children are wilding out, I still want to be happy. When the job is chaotic and the business is challenging, I still deserve to be happy. When you don't get the praise you desire, so what? That should not shake your happiness. When your boo is not giving you the attention that you desire, when he or she is not doing what you think they should do, And because you're focused on them, you are not able to move in your full happiness. That's a condition. That's a programming. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of this. I was driving in the car the other day, and I heard a commercial that says, drink yourself to happiness. I thought to myself, what? Drink yourself to happiness, right? Or when, as children, we heard things, or we tell our children this, you're not happy when they seem unhappy. What can I do to make you happy, honey? What do you need, honey, to be happy? Or how about the season? Just little examples. We're now in the Christmas season, which is the best and happiest time of the year. So it's only now that I can potentially really be in my full happiness. And I recently caught this because I am a Christmas girl. You look around my place, there's holiday decorations all around. I love the season. I love the music. And boy, am I attaching that to my joy. I'm attaching that to my happiness. But why can't I experience that level of depth throughout the year, regardless of what's happening around me? So again, because we were raised to think that certain things have to make us happy and not necessarily taught how to find happiness within ourselves, because again, what we've been taught by parents, peers, culture, or media, and what is portrayed in the media, we become conditioned. And we have been trained to depend on other things or other people to do that for us. And the message today, my friends, is that is disempowering. It locks us out, it locks us in, and we're actually being enslaved to a cycle of condition, a cycle of condition. And the way this world is functioning now, I'm sure you will agree, the conditions are funky. They're not looking that great most of the time. We look at the world, then we go and we narrow it down to our own lives, and then we look at the people around us. There are things happening. But does that mean we are not to still experience the innate joy that is designed for us? And so the conversation that we're having now and what we're going to continue to have in part 2 on Wednesday is going to allow us to become free, to get out of how we are jailing ourselves. But also, my friends, I want you to think about this, how we are imprisoning others based on our dependency on them for us to be happy. If you are in a relationship and you are dependent on your spouse, your significant other, to bring you happiness, that is an unhealthy dependency. If you are depending on a particular type of job to bring you joy, that is an unhealthy dependency. So as we move into part 2 of this, the conversation is going to shift to how do we begin to take 100% responsibility for our lives, regardless of what's happening around us? How do we not let conditions, circumstances, and people cripple us and still be in our fullest power? That we put less power in others and tap into the power of self. In order to do that, we must deconstruct and undo the programs, the teaching, the training around what we see and believe as happiness. So I want to stop. I want to tap into a couple of people to learn and feel what you're feeling and what you're thinking. Can we select a couple of people?
Yes, and I want to acknowledge that Facebook is live and offering up their feedback, their commentary, their experiences around this conversation of happiness is really powerful. Ketsia on Facebook said she asked her husband what he wanted for Christmas, and he said to be happy. And she said the one thing that I cannot give him. So it's right on point, like right in her airspace.
Mm.
Um, Charmaine, there was another Facebook share, but I think it's further up. You may want to come on and tell us who that was and what they said, if you're able. I don't want to distract you from your Facebook manifestations. So you able to come on and share a couple of others, Charmaine?
I'm here. It went by so fast.
It's okay. You can read the thread though on the
Yeah,
Facebook thread.
there.
So why you
Charmaine,
figured?
while you're looking, I want to share something based on that comment, Shawnee, that you just said. It's really important that I share this. I have dreams that show me either where I'm at or where I'm going. I don't typically have nightmares, but very recently I had what I consider a nightmare. It was such a nightmare that I was fighting in my sleep. And let me tell you what this dream was about, because it goes back to the comment that was made on Facebook about what people can't do for you. This is powerful. So I see, I'm walking down the street. I see a brother with a mask on his face. Now we're all wearing masks, but what was odd about this mask on his face is that the black mask covered his entire face. Now I'm the kind of girl where I'm always having small talk with people. So I strike up a conversation with this person. And in having the conversation, something was distorted about how he communicated. It wasn't right. It was off. It wasn't right. Fast forward in the dream, the doorbell rings. I open the door, and it was the same person, the same gentleman, the same person with the black mask trying to attack me. And I'm fighting to become free. I'm fighting. And I know that there are people in the room with me. And I'm like, oh, because I was just having a conversation in the dream with them and working with them. And I said, oh, they're going to come help me. And it was traumatic because I was being attacked. It was like an invasion on my space. And I'm fighting, but I could not speak. I could not talk. I could not scream for help. But people were right there. And then suddenly, when I turn as I'm fighting for myself, I see the people and they see me. And it's a blur. But they see me, but they're not coming to help me. They're not coming to rescue me. They're not coming to save me. I wake up for the dream, days of processing it, figuring out what was the messaging, and guess what it had to do with? It was really about that person in the black mask being what represented my fears, what I need, what I feel I'm not lacking. But the people in the dream, I'm looking to save me, but they did not come to save me. The moral of that dream was, I am responsible for saving myself. I am responsible for my happiness. I cannot look to others. They see me, they'll stand alongside with me, but those fears I have to work through on my own. And we could even say the fear could even represent happiness, as we're talking about happiness today. How we want to be happy, but we're expecting someone else to do it for us. But it is not the responsibility of something or someone for us to be in our innate happiness. We have to take 100% responsibility for ourselves, owning up to ourselves and living and searching for that highest vibration for self all the time, and not being dependent on the people, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the mother, the job, the money. And so I share that just to say that dream was so powerful for me, because it encouraged me to step up and do the work that I need to do to continue to seek my own inner happiness and peace. Enjoy the company around me without making them responsible for the work that I have to do for myself. I stop here. I feel all emotional, and I know time is ticking. So, Shawty, where should we go from here? Do we want to tap into somebody, or we got to wrap up?
Yeah, calling Charmaine to complete, and then we can hear from a few folks before you wrap up because you just laid it down, and we want to make sure that folks have received that, like get reflections so that you can know for yourself that the message has landed. So
Yes,
Charmaine,
please.
anything? Charmaine?
I'm here. I had to take a breath. that that was heavy. John Carr shared that in order to be happy, he likes to have spirit. He loves to have spiritual consciousness. That's where he finds his happiness. Um, we also have from Jacqueline who shared that in terms of what makes you unhappy, conflict, uncomfortable silence when others are hurting and negative is what she stated. John also said that Wake Up Everybody, coming to the Wake Up Everybody community makes him happy. We have Jacqueline also shared that spending time with good, positive people, traveling, dancing, and being with nature makes her happy.
So, man, I'm going to interrupt for a second if you don't mind, Charmaine. So, I want to connect this to the bigger picture here. So, good. I like that people are saying what makes them happy. The challenge is for you to be able to find your happiness without all these things that make you happy. So, if the Wake Up Everybody community is not here tomorrow, God forbid, but if it's not here, you still got to be happy. Okay. And so as we wrap up, I'm going to give you an activity or an action or an assignment for the next couple of days. I want you to assess and analyze what you are dependent on for your happiness. I want you to pay attention to your emotions. How do they go up and down based on circumstances, conditions, or people? How does that work for you? The greatest thing that I am learning with two children, 11 and 7, is that when they get into fights and start wilding out, the old self, the low self, not the higher self, the God conscious self, would have the knee-jerk reaction and start going crazy with them. And then I realized that wasn't doing me well. That was not my happiness. But I was losing myself in their chaos and had to train myself up that I could still maintain my peace and get into them dishes and let them go ahead and fight. I'm going to be good regardless of how they may behave. That's just an example. So I want you to pay attention for what comes up for you over the next couple of days. We come back together on Wednesday, same time. We're going to talk about part 2 and get into the specific strategies on how you can undo and start practicing the innate happiness every day, regardless. But in order for us to get there, we have to know what we are dependent on. And this is a courageous and bold action to say, I'm not going to depend on him or her for my happiness. I'm going to work within me. I'm going to do the job of me. I'm going to take 100% responsibility for myself and tap into my full power. That's work. But you are committed to that self-work because you wouldn't be here as often as you are if you weren't. And so when we come back together on part 2, we'll do that work. But pay attention to what you are dependent on when it comes to your happiness. I'm complete. I love y'all. Thank you for having me. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday.
Beautiful. All right. So what we're going to do is share, keep posting in the chat so Tirza can see the feedback. Not dependent on it for her happiness, as she shared with us. She just wants to know that the message has landed. All right. So we have her contact information. I'm sorry, we'll put up her contact information, and we also have this special offer, which I will post in this or share on the screen right now. So let's see. Go ahead, sis. So can you share?
So yes, I'm here. So I would enjoy working with you all. I am a life strategist coach. I believe in the building up of your well-being. That's why this conversation of happiness is so important. I'm really into the power of mindset and how we think and controlling our mind and being able to shift our thinking, because that is what holds us hostage so often. And so if you are challenged with that, if you want to do a little work in your life, if you know that you are stuck in your life and you are seeking freedom, I encourage you to book a complimentary life strategy session with me. There's no string attached. You get all of me in 45 minutes, and I don't play. I go to work. Okay, I go to work in service to you because I want you to walk away from that experience feeling clear, enlightened, and have next steps to get you from where you are to where you desire to be. So go ahead and book that session. What are you waiting for? Make it happen.
Shay.
And so if you wish to be in touch with me, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm posting regularly updates and on where I might be speaking and what I'm doing, but also love to share just positivity and quotes of inspiration that align to a lot of what we're talking about this morning. If you need to contact me, you can email me at tirza@tirzamotivates.com, and we can speak directly. And visit my website, tirzamotivates.com.
And to book, I may have missed this, Tirza, so forgive
Mhm.
me. To book a complimentary session, they can use your email here.
So there is a link, but you can, if you go to my website, tirzamotivates.com, you can book your session right there.
Okay.
Yep, you can book it right there. Or if we could put the link in the chat, we can do that as well, and they can just book it. It's a simple process. 1, 2, 3.
All right. So I will go back and do that before we leave the space. So let's move forward. Here we go. Alrighty. So for tomorrow, it's hard to keep up with it. I'm like, what's today? Today is Monday. For tomorrow, we have our beloved Stacy McLean, who will be presenting Transformation Tuesday. It's been a minute since we had one of her powerful Tuesdays to guide us and direct us throughout our day and week. So guided meditation and yoga is part of that session. So be ready, family, to come on camera, to have your yoga mats, your water, just whatever you need to fully participate so she can get the energy exchange that we seek when we engage in meditation together and yoga practice. So come on in, come on back, set your alarms, be prepared to move and flow and to manifest through the energy of this collective, and also your own energy yield. Like we talk about money, you have also have an energy yield around presence and everything that makes you you. And then the next day, as Tirza has shared throughout her presentation, she's going to do part 2 on Wednesday, December 9th, of this awesome topic, Undoing the Programs of Happiness. Part 2 is on deck. So remember this so that you can have balance. You got part 1, so you want to complete and also invite others into the conversation. And, Tears, I would imagine even if you missed part 1, you can still dive in and get the
Oh,
most
yeah.
experience.
For
Yeah.
sure.
All right. So we look forward to that and her return. Schedule. So every morning we remind you that we are here on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. 90 minutes of power and punch to support you in ascending in your life, because this is the Wake Up Everybody community. So it's all about activation, awakenings, and ascension. And ascension is just a big word to for rising, like rising to the level that spirit has ordained for you to rise to, and doing that with intentionality and with integrity and with happiness and glee. And then Monday, and Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. I always share that it's an appetizer, but you can walk away feeling like you got a full meal for the 30 minutes, like today, what we experienced. So Monday, Wednesday, 7 to 7:30, 30 minutes of power, once again, punch, an opportunity to ascend. So that's the schedule. Let's move ahead. So if anybody in the space is here for the first time, please do put that in the chat. If this is your very first Wake Up Everybody experience, we thank you for being here. We, thank you for allowing us to just engage in this co-created space. And you co-created it with us today if you're new. So put that in the chat if you're new. If not, thank you for coming back and joining us again. Before we get off, Tears, I will definitely put the link in because I know you want folks to be able to connect and book the complimentary session. Don't miss out on that. That's an awesome, awesome offer. And the value of it's invaluable. But just thinking about like what you can get from being coached by someone who is so grounded, powerful, high vibrational being on the planet, like what you can get as you combine her energy and yours to get clear. So returning to this space, register at bit.ly/wake up movement. We're on day 2 of this week, and there are 5 days that we present. So please do register, check out what's coming up. And then Facebook, bit.ly/woo community. If you're not on the Facebook page, please join. And if you're in the Facebook community, post. You don't have to wait for us to prompt you. Post about your experience. Talk about what you got from Tirza today. It doesn't only have to be on the thread. You can actually give your own testimony so the entire community can see what jewels you picked up from her and from other presenters throughout. So just, create the space for the community to be active and engaged and in communication with one another. Instagram at Wake Up Series, YouTube bit.ly/woo on YouTube, and then email us if you have anything that you would like to say to the admin team, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. So before I go, Charmaine, if you can assist, I know you have access to the deck. I think you do. If you can go in and get the bit.ly for us. And then I can, if you can't, I can take that on too. So we're going to take the share down and we're going to engage in our love fest for Tirza. So let me remove the spotlight and go into gallery view. And Facebookers, you can put love in Facebook and say thank you there too. I'm inviting everybody to unmute yourselves so that we can engage in the love fest and we can all get something out of watching and sharing this love exchange. So everybody, here you go. You're unmuted or invited to unmute. Let's take it away.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
Thank
you,
you,
Tirza.
Tirza.
I
Tirza.
love
Thank
you,
So
you.
much,
Yes,
Tirza.
Had
Tirza.
not
Tirza.
thought
Thank
about
you.
needing
Thank
happiness
you so
and
much.
able to move
Gangster
Thank
for
somebody
true.
Thank
else.
you so
Gangster for
much,
true,
Really
Sister
Tirza.
food for
I
Tirza.
thought.
love it. This is
thank
our
you
Really
for
touched.
being a
movement.
Yes.
part of our
I
day.
have been
Thank you so
journaling. I'm gonna be
much.
journaling on this.
You're
Thank you
awesome.
so
You're
much.
Thank
amazing.
you.
So
Thank you.
Looking
Thank
forward
you
to
so
appreciative.
Wednesday
much.
too. Really
We
Thank you,
opened up a
Tirza.
lot
Awesome,
in
Mwah.
terms of
awesome.
this.
Your
Thank you. Thank you.
motivation, your spirit. Thank you.
Everyone have a
Thank
Looking
wonderful
forward for
day.
you.
Wednesday.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Tirza,
Thank
for
you
this
so
good
much.
lecture.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
Mwah.
you.
you.
Have an
Be back
amazing day. Thank you.
again on Wednesday,
That's for
and love
you.
your
Thank you so
your
much.
teaching and caring about us so much. You
Yes.
truly are
Thank
invaluable,
you.
and
Yes.
um,
Thank
we
you. Thank
truly
you so
appreciate
much
everything
for
that
your
you
love.
bring to
Yes.
your
Thank you.
teaching. It is so important and so necessary for us to have this
Yes.
information and to continue to
Absolutely. Thank
grow
you.
and
Thank you. Thank you.
expand our minds. Truly appreciate you, Tirza.
Yes, a
Thank you
mind
so much
shift.
Thank
for
Thank
coming
you.
you.
back and
Right
returning
direction. Thank you
to the
for that.
space.
Thank you so much for that. Have a
Thank
good
you,
day,
everyone,
everyone.
for bringing
Have
the
a
energy
beautiful
that you
day.
bring. And I
Thank you so
appreciate
much,
you all. I
Tirza.
hope
See you
everyone has
Wednesday. La 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 la
a
la. Woo
beautiful,
woo.
beautiful
Yeah.
day. And can't wait to see you again on Wednesday, Tirza.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We'll be tuning in.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
will. Have a good day.
Have a great day, everybody. Love you.
Love you too.